David Goggins Can't Hurt Me is more than just a memoir. It's a battle cry for resilience, mental toughness, and pushing beyond self-imposed limitations. Through a brutally honest account of his struggles and triumphs, Goggins takes readers on an intense journey through hardship, self-discovery, and ultimately, self-mastery. His story isn't about natural talent or luck. It's about relentless discipline, suffering, and turning pain into power. The book is structured around his life's most defining moments, revealing how he transformed himself from a broken, insecure boy into a Navy SEAL and ultra-endurance athlete through sheer willpower. With each chapter, he presents lessons and challenges meant to help readers push past their own limits. Chapter 1. I Should Have Been a Statistic. Goggins' childhood was marked by relentless abuse at the hands of his father, Trunnies Goggins. Living in Buffalo, New York, young David, his mother, and his brother endured severe physical and psychological torment. His father was a businessman who ran a roller rink but was also a cruel tyrant at home, forcing the family to work long hours and regularly beating them. The sheer terror of his father's wrath taught Goggins to live in constant fear, but it also planted the earliest seeds of his warrior mindset, the ability to endure. Eventually, his mother gathered the courage to escape, moving David and his brother to a small town in Indiana. But life didn't suddenly improve. Goggins struggled in school due to undiagnosed learning disabilities and crippling insecurity. The racism he encountered in his new environment only worsened his feelings of alienation. He grew up believing he was worthless, setting the stage for years of self-doubt and self-sabotage. However, the pain he endured in his early years would later serve as the foundation for his mental resilience. Chapter 2. Truth Hurts. Goggins barely managed to graduate high school. He had developed an avoidance mindset, fleeing from challenges rather than facing them. His self-worth plummeted, leading to a period of reckless behavior and poor decision-making. At his lowest, he worked as a fumigator, spraying for cockroaches in restaurants and living a life far beneath his potential. He was overweight, out of shape, and lost. One day, while watching a documentary on the Navy SEALs, he saw something that changed his life: men pushing their bodies beyond comprehension. He saw in them what he lacked: discipline, resilience, and purpose. That night, he made a decision. He would become a Navy SEAL. But there was a catch. He weighed nearly 300 pounds and had only 3 months to lose over 100 pounds to qualify for SEAL training. Most would have dismissed it as impossible, but Goggins tapped into something primal, a refusal to accept mediocrity. He began waking up at 4 a.m., running for hours, and surviving on a strict diet. The weight started melting off, but more importantly, his mindset began to shift. He learned that pain was the price of transformation. Chapter 3. The Impossible Task. After barely making weight in time, Goggins entered BUD/S, Basic Underwater Demolition/SEAL Training, one of the most grueling military training programs in the world. BUD/S is designed to break even the toughest recruits, and for Goggins, it was a war against his body and mind. He faced brutal hell weeks, ice-cold waters, and physical exhaustion that pushed him to the brink of death multiple times. Yet, his toughest battles were internal. His body failed him on more than one occasion. Fractured bones, pneumonia, and stress fractures forced him to start training over multiple times. But he refused to quit. Each failure, instead of breaking him, fueled him further. He adopted what he later called the 40% rule, the belief that when your mind tells you that you're done, you're really only at 40% of your capacity. This realization was his turning point. He completed BUD/S, earning his SEAL trident against all odds. Chapter 4. Taking Souls. Goggins learned to take souls, a concept he developed where instead of letting adversity break him, he used it to demoralize his opponents. During SEAL training, while others broke under the weight of exhaustion, he would smile through the pain, making his instructors question whether he was even human. By embracing suffering rather than resisting it, he discovered a psychological edge over his competition. This mindset followed him beyond SEAL training. He faced some of the most grueling special operations missions and always sought out the hardest tasks. Whether it was ultra-endurance races, brutal military assignments, or extreme fitness challenges, he approached every battle with the mentality of a man who had already survived hell. Chapter 5: Armored Mindset. Goggins realized that the body follows the mind. He hardened his mental armor by continuously stepping outside his comfort zone. Running ultramarathons, competing in Ironman races, and setting world records in pull-ups, all were manifestations of his core belief that suffering breeds strength. Despite achieving greatness, he never allowed complacency. He believed in callousing the mind, repeating difficult tasks until they became second nature. His story isn't one of natural ability, but of relentless effort and an unbreakable mindset forged through struggle. Conclusion: you can't hurt me. David Goggins' journey is proof that the human spirit is capable of extraordinary feats. Can't Hurt Me isn't just about his personal triumphs, it's a guide for anyone seeking to break through their own limitations. His life is a testament to the power of embracing suffering, overcoming self-doubt, and taking control of one's destiny. He challenges readers to stop making excuses, push beyond pain, and unlock their full potential. The book is more than motivation, it's a blueprint for mental toughness, proving that we are all capable of far more than we believe.